Morning, everyone. Today is the 20-year anniversary of the tragic events that happened 9/11 in New York and Washington and a few hours outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A tragic day that will never be forgotten. We'll never forget those who we lost that day, and I don't know anyone here who knows people who lost, but I did. A lot of our staff knows people. One of our staff happened to have been there during 9/11. A New York City police officer, right after the first plane hit, was called down to the World Trade Center, not knowing what was going on, but bravely went down there. Was there when the second plane hit and was there when the buildings fell. Not that being enough, came back for a search and rescue mission, not knowing whether it'd be safe or not. Finding out years later that it wasn't safe, but put themselves in harm's way. And that is our own Frank Sammartero. 20 years ago today, he knows where he was. I'm sure a lot of you remember where you were. Some of us are not old enough to remember 20 years ago, but a lot of us are. And a lot of us would never forget that day that happened and the tragedy that followed. And we are also, because of that day, a lot of you joined our armed forces, our men and women, our brave men and women who went to fight a battle for people who wanted to see our annihilation. And we are forever grateful and thankful for all of you for doing that. All of you. You know, a lot of times people say, oh, you know, someone went in the Army or Navy or Air Force, they're not combat vets. Well, when you go into the Army, Navy, or Air Force, or any armed services, you don't know the next day what's going to be. So to me, you're all brave. Our gratitude can never be said enough. Because of you, all of you, we get to do things like this. Because without you, we don't. A lot of our staff has been in the armed services. I'm sure a lot of you know many of them. Our own Chris Basidi, been in Afghanistan and Iraq. A couple of other vets that work here have given their life for this country, have put their life on the line for this country, and we can never forget that. We can never forget that day. You know, 60 years before that was the only time in modern history that our country was attacked. And our country was attacked that day in 3 separate places. And our brave men and women went to defend us after that. We have, here at Retreat, we would like to honor those who lost their lives on 9/11 and make sure that we never forget that day what happened. And I don't think anybody will who was alive that day and who can remember that day what happened, because it's something that's ingrained in our brains. So again, we honor those who lost their lives. We honor those who went to battle for our lives. And in that, we will lower our flag to half-mast to honor those who lost their lives. Now please join me in a minute of silence for those we lost. Thank you, everyone. Solemn day, but please make the best of it. We are here. We are alive. We are clean and sober today, aren't we? Let's stay that way. Thank you, everybody.